as the view slowly opens, showing a beautiful ocean. Suddenly, as a Calamity VTOL assault quickly moves past the view. As the view shows the pilot as he looks up at a picture of him and his family before his deal with DJ, but then he looks back in front of him, sighing, and he turns on the intercom. We are approaching the temporary assault base near in Sandy Shores. Please prepare to exit chopper. As the view shows Savage tapping his foot in the back. And can you please stop tapping your foot? It's annoying. Okay, approaching there soon. Savage says, well, can't believe it's actually happening, you know? War, am I right? I know the US did this stuff, but, like, it's weird. Normally, you know, we start wars, but it's all so weird. Savage says, so why are we going to this airbase again? We're using this airbase as a temporary plotting point for our retaking of the city of Los Santos, sir. If you don't want in, then jump out of this chopper. But we're trying to take back the city. Savage says, geez, fine. I want to take back Los Santos. I mean, hell, my bunker's there. They took my bunker. Yes, sir, we all lost something, sir. But don't worry. We know what we're doing, unlike most people nowadays. It's mostly just political bullshit causing wars, but now it's just invasions from whole other worlds, you know? Savage says, why are you shouting? I don't know. It makes it more dramatic. Jeez. I was literally just recruited, okay? Give me some slack. Savage says, yeah, sure. As they continue flying, we tried resupplying the place before, but as the guy points to freak destroyed Calamity VTOL assaults, let's just say we kinda failed. Savage as I can tell. But don't worry, sir, we'll make sure we get there in one piece, and if not, then money back guaranteed. Savage says, won't we be dead though? Okay, maybe, sir, but don't bring down the vibe. Jeez, war, we can still, you know, have a little bit of chillness. Jeez. As Savage realizes, so, am I just gonna get a mission brief when we get to there, or... Well, you kinda know a gist of it. We're trying to take back Los Santos, but easier said than done, to be fair. We've tried before, but the Earthians, they got the city locked down tight. Mr. Warlord Potter and Mr. Warlord Potter and the what's his face? Other guy, I forgot his name. They locked, or no, Avon, yeah. They each were attacking from different highways, but they had got pushed back out. Thankfully, they were able to collapse the highways and prevent the Earthians from getting desperately needed supplies to their front lines. While you guys are fighting to take back Los Santos, another guy, some sort of Navy captain, I think, named Spartan Elite. Savage says, what was he, a Roman Spartan or something? No. Anyway, he's going to be in charge of taking back a critical part of Los Santos, the beach, using his ships to bombard the shore D-Day style, while you guys continue forward traditionally. Savage says as traditionally as you can get. Hey, don't bring down the vibe, bro. As the VTOL lands... Okay, broski, we are here. Savage says, don't you ever call me that again. Yes, sir. As Savage looks around, Savage says, so, this is the base? Savage sees workers fixing up damaged Calamity assault choppers. Yeah, you can call it that. It's more of a temporary shelter. A Savage sees some pilots running around frantically. A Savage says, "So, what's the big deal?" We tried to attack earlier, but failed. Earthians held their ground, annoyingly. A Savage says, "Sounds like them." A Savage says, "Anything else I should know?" Well, not really much else besides the fact that we kind of been failing to take back Los Santos. We've already failed like 3 times. We think you can turn the tides, though. Savage says, "Was that a World of Warships Legends reference?" Maybe. That's not the point, though. We just need your help, okay? Can you do that? Savage says, "Barely, but okay." Good. A Savage... Oh, by the way, you ever need to catch your breath, by the way? Just kind of, walk around and chill, homie, you know? Kind of try and chill, you know? It ain't the end of the world yet. Yet, at least. Savage says, "I'll try." A Savage goes to look around. A Savage enters a Calamity assault chopper and looks around it. Looking around it, as he looks around, it's high-tech and sleek-looking controls. Exiting it, he looks at the massive air-to-ground missiles mounted on it. Savage says, "Why can I never get anything like this?" As Savage begins to walk away, as if he shows a professional, as he says, "Okay, man, I'm heading to Los Santos. I'll let you guys know when you guys are clear to begin the attack, okay?" Savage says, "What are you gonna do?" As professional says, "Don't worry, I'm the diversion." As Savage says, "What is that supposed to mean?" As the professional says, "Don't worry, you'll know what it means." As he walks away, Savage says, "Okay, what's the plan?" So, as another guy walks over, our plan is to basically attack from basically Hort's, Nitrix, and Potter's forces will all attack from different areas. We are with Avon's forces right now, so don't worry. We're in good hands with those, juggernaut thingies. Don't know what you call them. Anyway, we're with them. A Savage looks at one of Avon's juggernauts as they just stand there, staring. Don't mind them, they're creepy. Anyway, our goal is to get him out of Los Santos. A Savage says, "What about the beaches?" If he does his job right, what's his face? Mr. Spartan should have them out of the beaches. They'll probably make a break for LSIA. We'll push him back there, and then get him out of LS. We need LS back in order to continue this whole war. Majorly important. Big cities, you know how they are. Population centers, am I right? A Savage says, "Well, better late than never, right?" As they dab up. Okay, good luck. As they make their way down the Grand Sonora Highway, massive convoys of vehicles trailing behind. A Savage says, "Keep an eye out. Approaching the Casino/Sonora Highway entrance, or what would be the entrance, Los Santos. Keep an eye out. Casino's a good place to hide." "Don't worry, sir, we got it." Savage says, "Good. And keep moving." As the view shows an Earthian on the roof. As the Earthian pulls out an anti-tank weapon and aims it at a Calamity striker tank behind Savage's vehicle. Firing the JASM, it slams into the tank causing its turret to explode but not harming the crew, since the turret does not contain any people. The savages run as they all begin panicking, as the casino begins erupting in fire as missiles slam into it from the assault choppers. Sir, we may have used the polar missiles. We're returning back to base for rearm. The savages, great. Come on. As I push through Santos, bullets and missiles flying everywhere. A savage chased two M1 Abrams, firing massive kinetic salvo rounds, slamming into some of their vehicles. As a Bob shouts, "Bob, Bob, 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 Bob!" Running, the Bob pulls out a sawed-off shotgun and begins banging it against the barrel of the tank. A savage says, "You know what? I'm gonna let him do him. I'm not gonna question the Bobs." "Yeah, I'd question them, alright." A savage says, "Big Head, what are you doing here?" It's actually War, Big Head, to you." A savage says, "I'm your boss." "And I'm your employee, I'll call it off." A savage says, okay, jeez. "Anyway, I'm gonna go give them some of this bullets. I'm gonna go give these guys a face full of lead, so later, boss." Savage says, "Later, I guess?" Savage is weird. As Big Head runs into battle, Savage says, "That guy is gonna get killed one of these days." As Big Head begins beating the guys with his cane, Savage says, "You know what? I'm gonna let him do him. I don't want to deal with it right now. I'm good. I'm good. I'm just gonna walk away." As Savage slides under a vehicle, putting a bomb under it real quickly, he says, "Hold that for me, please." As he then snaps his fingers and the bomb explodes underneath the car. As Savage looks around, Savage says, "Professional, where are you?" As the words, "Meanwhile." As the visual professional running while three ruffians chase him. As the professional says, "Catch me if you can, idiots." As he runs to a coffee shop, as if he shows a person in a purple hoodie doing some work on a laptop, as if he shows him editing a short, as he says, "Not bad." As the professional slides over the table he was working at, and the professional says, "Sorry, gotta go." As he says, "Wait, Canap Jr., did you get taller?" As the person says, "Canap Jr., I'm Canap," as the three ruffians trample him. "Get over here!" As the professional says, "Sorry, man, gotta go." As the catnap guy stands up, as he says, "Ouch. Why do I do? Why do I even live in Los Santos still?" As the professional runs and slides, ducking under a bus. "Where the hell did he go?" "I don't know, you idiots. Find him." As they run off, but gets shot. As if he shows Putter, as he gives him a thumbs up. As the professional says, "Any updates?" As Putter says, "Not many. We're making good progress, though, on the assault." As professional says, "Good. Make sure they keep up the pressure." As the words "meanwhile" again appear. As the view shows the massive Stormversian battleships, 6 of them, as they fire massive shells at the beach. As the view shows Spartan sit at Barn Elite, standing in the bridge, he says, "Okay, keep up the pressure, y'all. Make sure AP is loaded and guns are aimed as high as you can. We need to push them out of the low areas and then make them go back. Otherwise, the whole plan goes to hell and I don't know what I'm going to do." "Sir, we have missiles heading our way." As Spartan says, "You know what to do." As the guy goes to initiate the anti-missile defenses. As the guy says, "Sir, watch it behind you." As Spartan says, "What?" As the view shows someone behind him as he knocks him out. As Spartan hits the ground. As Spartan Lead says, what the heck? As Spartan Elite looks around and sees a guy holding a cutlass, and as the guy points it at him, as Spartan Elite says, "Oh, this is how you want to do it, buddy?" As he pulls out a cutlass of his own. As the guy chuckles a little bit, he says, "If you're down." As Spartan Elite charges at him, and the guy does the same, but Spartan jumps out the way just in time, causing the guy to hit the wall. As Spartan Elite pulls out a handgun and fires. Oh, come on, man, I thought we were going to have a duel. As the guy dodges it and manages to hit Spartan to the ground. While Spartan is on the ground, the guy manages to grab his gun and use the cutlass to pin Spartan Elite to the floor. As he stabs the cutlass through Spartan's leg and pins him to the floor, Spartan Elite says, "You're just gonna leave me here, aren't you? You and you stupid Gameversians." As the guy begins leaving, causing Spartan Elite to say, "Ah, fucking damn bastard." As the ship begins to lean, due to Spartan having flooded the left ballast tanks, torpedo flood room, whatever you want to call it, in order to make the ship lean a little bit more. As Spartan says, "Ugh," as he looks at the window and sees the guy who stabbed him getting into a lifeboat as they load a bunch of equipment onto it. As Spartan says, "You ain't getting away that easily." As he goes up to the panel, pulling the cutlass out of his leg. As he then says, "Okay, what can I do now?" Looking around, he sees a button that reads, "Flood right ballast tanks." He says, "Bingo." As he pushes the button in the ship begins to lean to the right. The same side that the guy is trying to get in the lifeboats on. As the guy says, "Come on, we need to move." As Spartan says, "How am I gonna ensure this bastard dies?" As he then smirks. As he runs and grabs a case with a bomb in it. As he then grabs a rope and begins climbing up to the conning tower. As the massive ship continues listing and Spartan almost drops his case, but hangs on to it. As Spartan Lead says, "Okay, now as he manages to tie a rope finally, and he quickly wraps it around his waist. As he then jumps off the side, as he swings on the rope around the ship's bridge, and he says, "Hey, sunshine," as he throws the case into the guy's head. And he says, "What the heck?" As Spartan flings into the air, the guy, confused, looks up to see the massive ship tipping over. Oh no! As he jumps, the whole ship tips over, its massive superstructure crushing the little lifeboat. As the guy tries swimming away, but the bomb that Spartan had thrown at him detonates, killing him instantly. Spartan, who's now in the air, and begins falling to the ship as it's on fire. Suddenly, he gets caught by a killer soldier. As the killer soldier goes to bring him back to a Calamity carrier. As the view shows savage as he says, "Okay, y'all, keep up the pressure." Spartan says that some of his ships are down, but they're going to try and keep pushing pressure on the guys. "Roger that, sir. We'll try our best." As the view shows massive Earth ships still hovering above them. As one of them gets disintegrated by a Calamity, a Calamity Alpha assault carrier. Savages, thank you, Calamity. As he says, "I never thought I'd be saying that." As the Earth ship begins falling to the ground, as the carrier moves forward but suddenly gets obliterated, Savage says, "Well, that ain't good." As he watches, the carrier slams into the ocean. As View reveals, a massive anti-ship weapon had been used. As Savage says, "Well, great." As Savage sees the Earthians retreating quickly, though, as Savage says, "Wait, they're retreating. They're retreating." As he begins to laugh a little, as Savage realizes they might actually do this. As the view shows him pushing them all the way back to Los Santos. As Savage then says, "Wait a minute, Dog Day." As the view shows someone behind Savage, Savage says, "What the heck?" As the words Michael D. Santa appear, Savage says, "Michael?" Then Michael says, "Heh, surprised to see me, eh? But I never really thought I'd be doing this again, you know what I mean? Never thought I'd be back in the action. Back in the good old hot seat, you know? Thought this stuff was done, but nope." DJ contacts me and tells me I'm going to war, and I kinda had to help out my friends. As he says, "Hey, by the way, we have to go check Maze Bank." DJ said we have to go check Maze Bank. Then we have to go check a couple other buildings, but we can go check your office as long as we get to check out my house. I want to make sure my family's okay, at least." Savage says, "Of course, man. Of course." As they make their way to Michael's house, Michael kicks down the door. As Michael says, "Amanda, Tracy, Jimmy." As they look around frantically, seeing destroyed furniture, and Michael says, "No, no, 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 no. They can't be." As he sees they're all gone, Michael says, "No, our fans must have gotten him. Savages, I think they got my son too. From what I can tell, at least." And Michael says, "No, I'm supposed to protect them, not let them get captured." And Savage says, "Not your fault, man. Not your fault." As Savage says, "We have to go check my office, though." But Michael says, "Don't worry. I'm holding up my end of the deal. I'll find them. I'll kill the bastard who took them." And Savage says, "That's the spirit, man. That's the spirit." As I get to Savage's office, and Savage looks around, as Savage says, "Oh, come on, Dog Day, where are you?" As Michael says, "Wait a minute. Why is Dog Day even here?" As Savage says, "He's my receptionist." As Michael says, "Okay, what?" As Savage says, "Don't question it." As I get to it, he says, "Well, come on, come on, come on." As he doesn't see him, Savage says, "Wait a minute, reception desk." As I go to it, Savage says, "Dog Day?" As he shows Monster Dog Day hiding behind the counter. And he says, "Oh, hey, Savage." As Savage says, "Dog Day, you're alive." And he says, "Yeah, I'm fine, but yeah, things are. I heard a bunch of gunshots, so I just hid behind this little desk." Savage says, "Good to know you're okay, at least. That's all that matters." As Dogday says, "So what's going on?" Savage says, "Well, war." As he says, "It's all going to shit." As Dogday says, "Don't worry, man. We'll figure it out." As the whole building shakes, Savage says, "Go with the Calamity guys. They'll take you safety." As Dogday says, "I'm trusting you, man." As Savage says, "Now, Michael, you said we had to check Maze Bank?" As Michael says, "Yeah, they said they thought there were some scroungers in Maze Bank." And Savage says, "Well, let's get going." As I get to Maze Bank Tower, as I explore the building, as Michael says, This war, man, it's just crazy. As savage as I know. As savage as you know, we'll find your family. You know, right? And Michael says, yeah. Alright, we just gotta believe. That's all we can do right now. As the building shakes, Savage says, well, I don't think there's anyone here. I wonder why they'd say that there's people left. As the whole building suddenly shakes, Michael says, what's happening? As if he shows an Earthian holding a massive rocket launcher, he says, this is Phantom, prepare to open fire. Clear to open fire on Maze Bank Tower. The suspects are believing to be in the close to the top. Roger that. Firing Phantom. As he pulls out the missile launcher and fires it, as the whole Maze Bank Tower begins collapsing from the middle. As Savage begins running towards the elevator shaft, and Michael says, come on. As Savage says, come on, where do we go? And Michael says, I got an idea. As Savage says, you're kidding, right? You want us to jump down the elevator shaft? As Michael says, we can either do that or face whatever's about to happen. As the whole building continues to shake. As Savage, okay, 1, 2. As Savage gets thrown to the ground suddenly, as he says, what the hell? Looking around, he sees the part behind them had collapsed. As Savage says, Michael. As he runs to Michael, who's trapped under debris. As Michael says, you know. As Savage says, no, Michael, no. As Michael says, I know, you know. You know I'm not gonna make it. As Savage, we can try, right? Michael says, no. This building's collapsing, man. There ain't gonna be much left of it. As Savage, I can at least try. Like, we can move it. As one of the soldiers says, sir, we need to go. As the building continues to fall around them, as Michael says, find my family for me. And tell my wife she's kind of a bitch. And Savage says, Michael, no! As Michael pulls out a device and throws it behind Savage, as it opens up a weird-looking rift gate. As Savage says, what, Michael, what are you doing? As Michael says, you know what I have to do. Later, fuckers. As he pushes all of them through the rift gate, sending him flying into a Calamity vehicle. As Savage says, Michael, as the whole building collapses, as he shows police Santana, he says, well, too bad, so sad. I'm gonna go get some pizza. As Savage says, Michael. As the view fades to darkness, sir. As the view shows DJ, we're making progress. Supposedly they took back Los Santos from the Ruffians. Good. That's what I wanted to hear. Any other news I should know? Nothing else, sir. Okay. Keep me updated on the news. I need to know everything that's happening. So far, I can't tell if we're winning or losing. Feels like we're doing both. Slowly, but surely. Yes, sir. I'll keep you informed. As the guy walks away, as the station shakes as more missiles slam into its shields. We won the battle. We haven't won the war. As the view goes to darkness, as the view now shows something else. As the words 5 Nights at DJ's appear, as the view shows a building, as the view zooms in through the dusty doors and into a back room, as the view shows a body laying against the wall, Suddenly, as one of its eyes opens, as the eye squints before opening again, as the other one opens, as the body stands up, the sound of bones crunching and wet flesh hitting itself. Oh, yes. Guess who's back? As the view goes dark, as this thing jump scares the view. As the words, "The war isn't over yet. I will make this world mine." As the view goes dark,